this this is the Algebra 2 SOL formula sheet on your colored piece of paper, right? This like tan hazelnut color, right? So up at the top, and you know what, I just want to go over it just to make sure that you guys are familiar with what you're looking at, okay? This copy is for you. It's for you to use, and I really encourage you guys to write all over it. Take notes on it so that when you go and sit down for your SOLs and you get that formula sheet, you can write all over it. Write whatever it is that you need to, all right? So, so maybe your teacher did, but for the SOL test they're not. Okay. So on the SOL test, right? You may get some kind of geometry related type of thing. So they gave you 4 geometric formulas up at the top. Okay? Alright. That's what that is. Right below that, you have the quadratic formula. Yes? So the quadratic formula, great that it's there for you so that you could use it if you need to, right? The thing is, I want you to, actually, let's not do it that way. I want you to mark something on your formula sheet. Right? B squared minus 4AC, all that stuff inside that square root, that's your discriminant. So remember, if they, remember we talked about the discriminant. If you get 0, it means you have 1 real solution. If you get a positive number, it means you have 2 real solutions. And if you get a negative number, it means you have 2 imaginary solutions. Okay? But I do want you to know that that is the discriminant. All right? Below that, you have some statistics formulas. The rest of it is all stats formulas. You have a z-score formula, which we'll get to later. You have permutations and combinations formulas, which probably won't even need to use that. Okay? So I'll show you I'll show you a good way. All right? And then what we're going to look at is the sequence and series formulas down at the bottom. Okay? So way down here at the bottom. So remember how last time we talked about recursive formulas and I told you what a sub n means, right? The number for a given term. There was, not the other ones, but n means the term. We talked about a sub n minus 1. We talked about all that stuff, right? In case you forget any of these, the formula sheet actually defines these for you. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Next up, we have our arithmetic and we have our geometric, right? Yep. You can imagine this as being, this side is all arithmetic on the left, and on the right is geometric, okay? Whenever we talk about explicit rules, that's the top one, okay? So let's write that down. The top one is your explicit rule, okay? The second one is your recursive rule. Okay? And then the third and fourth ones, you see how they have an S, right? That's what you use when we're talking about sum, all right? But I want you to just cross out the third one under arithmetic, because we're not even going to use that one. You don't need to. It's a little bit more complicated, and the fourth one works just fine. All right? Okay, so this is where we are. We're going to start it with our lesson now. Oh my goodness, what is happening there? All right. So now let's go to our white sheet packet, regular notes, right? The first thing we're going to talk about is arithmetic sequences and series, okay? So an arithmetic sequence, a sequence is when you have a list of numbers and they're separated by a comma, okay? in an arithmetic sequence, the difference between consecutive terms is the same. Okay, that means, guys, if you have consecutive terms, that means one right after the other, right? It means that from this number, -2 to 3, from 3 to 8, 8 to 13, 13 to 18, you're getting the same, like they have the same difference, right? You're either adding the same number or you're subtracting the same number. Does that make sense? So with arithmetic, all right, that same number that they have is called the common difference, or D. All right? And D, it gets added in between your two numbers. Okay? All right? So arithmetic, you add D. Which is pretty easy to remember, right? A for arithmetic, A for add. Yeah? So that, how do I know? You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's really easy to see what number that is, but sometimes it's not, right? So how do we know? If I'm adding from here to here, well then from left to right, if I'm adding, then from right to left, you subtract, right? So in order to figure out what D is, start from the back. 18. Subtract the 1 right in front of it. So 18 minus 13 gives me what? What's 18 minus 13? 5. Positive 5, right? So that means we add 5 there. Right? Their difference is a positive 5. So let's do this then. 13 to 8. What's 13 minus 8?
It's 5.
5 again. Good. Because if that really is the common difference, it should be the same number each time. What's 8 minus 3?
It's 5.
5 again. Good. And then what's 3 minus 2? 3 minus a negative 2. What's 3 minus negative 2?
It's 5.
It's 5. So, since their difference is the same number each time, I know that this is definitely arithmetic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So the difference between, okay, for this sequence, the common difference, or my D, is 5. Right? Yeah. It just has to be the one right in front of that one. Like if you started with 8 and you did 8 minus 3, that's fine. Just check another one too. Okay? So you see how there's an N here right above those numbers, and then there's an A sub N, right? So this is what that means. Okay. Sabrina, can you give me a number, please? Any number. 15. So what happened here? Plus 3 each time. 27 minus 24 equals 3. Okay, so 3. 24 minus 21. 3. 21 minus 18. 3. 18 minus 15. 3. Okay, so here's the thing. Sabrina gave me the first number in this list. Do you agree? Yeah? The first number in this list has an N of 1 because it's the first term. Does that make sense? So my N for 18 is 2, right? What's the N for 21? What's the N for 24? N for 27? 5. N is talking about the place in line or in the list, okay? N is the place in line. right? So the n is talking about the place in the line. But if I want to know the actual number that's in first place, then I call that a sub 1. If it has the little a with the foot, right, 1, that means the number in the first place is 15. Does that make sense? So then my a sub 2 is what number?
Second.
Yeah, which is 18, right? Like the actual number. I don't want just a place. I want the actual number that's in second place. Does that make sense? So then what is the number in my a sub 5?
27.
Yeah. The number in my fifth place is 27.
We did it last class.
Yeah, right? Okay. Does that make sense? Do you guys have any questions about that? Okay. So let's go on. Let's try these. It says determine that the sequences below are arithmetic. That means is it adding the same difference each time? Okay? Has to be the same number. So let's start from the back here. What's negative 1 minus 2?
Minus 3.
Negative 3. All right, so that's negative 3. Or adding a negative 3 there, right? Let's try this one. 2 minus 5.
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Oh, good. What's 5 minus 8?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. And what's 8 minus 11?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. So is this one arithmetic, guys?
Yes.
Yes, because d equals negative 3. Right? Because remember, arithmetic has a common difference. It has d. All right? The other one doesn't? No? Why, Tom?
Because it was 5, 6, and then 1, and then 1.
So 21 minus 16 gives me what? 5. And then 16 minus 10?
6.
6. Oh, already they're different, right? So you're right. This one is no, because there's no common difference, right? There's no D, the common difference. They don't have that difference in common. So let's look at our example 1, okay? It says the sequence below is an arithmetic sequence. So they already told you that it's arithmetic, right? So it says find the 6th term. Term is n, okay? They want you to find the 6th one in line. So let's think about this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so the next one is 6, right? Does that make sense? All right. So how did it go from 3, 10, 10 to 17? What happened here? Let's find D. Start from the back. What's 31 minus 24?
38.
No. 31 minus 24.
7.
7. And then what's 24 minus 17?
7.
7. So we know that this has to be what? Adding 7 each time? And you're right, Tom. I just wanted to slow it down a little bit, okay? So if you want to find the 6th number in line, then what's 31 plus 7? 38. So a sub 6, the number in the 6th spot equals 38. Right? Abner, how you doing?
And then you just keep going.
You just add the 7 each time. Okay? But that's the 6th one in line. Now what do they want you to find? Yeah, the number in the 10th place. So yeah, let's try that. So we have 1, so this is a sub 6, which is 38, right?
It's 45.
A sub 7, a sub 8, 9, and 10. So you guys do it and tell me what you get. Remember, if D is 7, that means we need to add 7 each time, right? Yep. Add it to the next one, add it to the next one, keep going until you get to the 10th one. What comes after 38?
45.
And then?
52.
And then?
59.
And then?
62.
So, a sub 10 equals 66. Good. Pretty easy so far, right? We're just looking for patterns. All right. So now let's go look at the next part. The nth term. This means any place in this line, right? You have an arithmetic sequence with your first term being a sub 1 and a common difference of d, right? First term a sub 1. Yeah, those are the two that you need. It's called this formula right here, okay? This is called the explicit rule. All right? So, you guys look, under arithmetic, this is the first formula on your formula sheet. You see that? On your formula sheet, it's the first one, right? That's why I'm writing E, because this is the explicit rule. Got it? You need a sub 1 and you need D in order to find this rule. Yes? That's why I highlighted those, but then going back, I probably shouldn't have highlighted all of them. I probably just should have highlighted a sub 1 and D. Right? All right, well. All right, so let's try it out. Okay, on the back there. It says write the rule for the nth term of the sequence. And then we need to find a sub 32. Okay, so we got to find the rule first. First thing you need to do is you need a sub 1 and you need D. Look at this list that you have right here, guys. What is your a sub 1? What's your first
49.
number in line?
49.
What is D? Let's see. Start from the back, subtract the 1 right in front of it, right? So what is that? What's 25 minus 31? Huh? Negative 6. And just to be sure, let's pick another one. I'm going to mix it around. Let's do 37 minus 43. Because it doesn't matter which order. You just have to pick the numbers that are right next to each other, right? What is 37 minus 43? Negative 6. So negative 6 is what? Is D, right? Negative 6 is D because that's the common difference between each term. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. So now, let's find the rule. We're going to plug it into that equation. Since you're finding the rule for the nth term, you got to leave n alone. N has to stay n. So, a sub n equals, what's a sub 1?
So 1 is 49.
49 plus n minus 1 times, what is d? Negative 6. See what I plugged in? Yeah. And I put D in the back there because that's what your formula sheet says. But it could also be in front of the n minus 1. Doesn't really matter. Okay? Now, guys, you can't just leave it like that. You got to distribute. So now you have a sub n equals 49 plus, let's see, what is this? What's negative 6 times n? Negative 6n, and I probably should have just said minus 6n, but that's okay. We'll fix it later, okay? And then what's negative 6 times negative 1?
Negative 6. Oh, 6.
Positive. Right?
Yeah.
So then we have a sub n equals negative 6n And let's combine like terms. This guy and that guy. What's 49 plus 6?
65.
Plus 55. This is your rule. Yeah, not bad, right?
Yeah. What happened to the 49? I combined them?
Yup, you did 49 plus 6. That's why.
That's how you get 55?
Mm-hmm. And then you're not done because you need to find a sub 32. Well, now that you have this rule, you can find the 32nd term, right?
Plug it in.
Yeah. Look at where this 32 took the place of this n, didn't it? Right? And this n is the same as that n. All right? So then that means we have negative 6 times, what am I plugging in for n?
32.
32 plus 55. You got to plug it right back into your rule that you found, right? So Tom said he already found this number. You guys find it too, and then we'll check.
So,
What'd you get?
we get it's negative 137.
Did you get negative 137? Tom! Do you have your phone out right now? Is that what's happening? Didn't you just hear me say we're going to compare it with yours and then you weren't paying attention? Put your phone down. Face down. Alright, so a sub 32, that means the 32nd number in line is negative 137. Tom, is this what you had? Alright. Alright, so let's look at number 2. So number 2 is nice because they didn't even give you a list. They just told you what you need to know. They told you that a sub 1 equals 12 and d equals 5. Let's write the rule. And then we're going to find a sub 28. So, find the rule. That means I need to plug it into that first formula. And feel free to always use your formula sheet, okay? You're going to have it on the SOLs. You can certainly have it in class. Right? So now let's see, what can I plug in? I can plug in for a sub 1, which is what? What's a sub 1? 12 plus n minus 1. And what is d? 5. Distribute. A sub n equals 12 plus 5n.
Negative 5.
Good. And then remember, you can't leave it like this. You need to combine like terms. So you have 5n by itself. What's 12 minus 5?
16.
Oh, no, minus 5. 12 minus 5. 7. Okay. So then now that you know that rule, you can find a sub 28. That means you need to plug in what for n?
If you're 7.
Plus 7? No, but what number are you plugging in here for this n?
28.
28. Right? So what is that? What's 5 times 28 plus 7?
133.
Is it 133?
147.
Ah! What'd you do? Just go back and double check. 147?
Yeah.
Sabrina? 147? Oh, you know what? Let me give. So 147, yes? Alright, good. How do you guys feel about this? Pretty good? Okay, good. Alright, let's try the next one. Ooh, write the rule for the nth term of this sequence. Okay, so you need to find a sub 1. you need to find D, and then you can find the rule. So guys, try this. We'll find a sub 51 together, but I want you to try to figure out the rule here. Find a sub 1, find D, and that's using this sequence. Okay? Try it out. Okay, so let's see. A sub 1. My first number in line is 15. Good. What is D?
4.
Good. So now my rule. All right, let me plug it in to my a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Yes?
Yes.
A sub n equals 15 plus n minus 1 times 4. Distribute. A sub n equals 15 plus 4n minus 4. Yes?
Yeah. Combine like terms.
Combine like terms. A sub n equals 4n plus 11. Yes?
Yep.
Good. So now let's find a sub 51.
Plug in 51.
Good. Plug in 51 for that n.
214.
Is it 214?
15.
Is it 215?
That's
Oh
right,
no. Plug it in again.
I can show my work. I
Yeah,
proved it.
215.
I proved it.
Oh no, it's 11 because 15 minus 4 is 11.
Yeah, you asked it.
Oh, so even if you did 15 plus a negative 4, you should still get 11. Yeah, just see what you put in the calculator because you probably just put in the wrong thing. So what was it? 215.
Yep. Not that chance.
All right, good. Okay, so let's try the next one. So here, now, guys, sometimes it's not as straightforward. Sometimes you don't know the first one, a sub 1, and they may give you one that's like random in order. Well, random from a random order from your list. So what they're gonna say is maybe they'll give you something like in an arithmetic sequence, a sub 49 equals negative 112,
Yep.
and the common difference d equals negative 3. Then write a rule. Well, let's see here. Let's look at what we know, because that's what you should always do. A sub 49 equals negative 112. D equals negative 3. In order to get the rule, you need to have D and a sub 1, right?
Mhm.
But here, you just don't have a sub 1 yet, right? All right, so let's figure out how to do this. You need to go back and you need to get the explicit rule. So a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d, right? Now let's think about what we know. They tell you d, which is negative 3, yeah? So you know that's negative 3, right? Now, they told you a sub 49. Hold on. If you know a sub 49, instead of that n, well then if this n is 49, then this n also has to be what? If this n is 49, then this one is also 49, right? So that's the same n. And I told you if your n has an a connected to it, like a sub 49. I want the actual number. I don't want just the 49th place. The actual number is what? So if I rewrote this, I have negative 112 instead of the a sub 49, right? Equals a sub 1 plus, what's 49 minus 1?
48.
48 times, what is d?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now can't you solve for a sub 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Negative 112 equals a sub 1 plus what? What is 48 times negative 3? Top, running this down, write this down.
144 minus and 150.
Negative 144. You want to get a sub 1 all by itself. What do you need to do to this negative 144? How do you move it to the other side? Since it's negative, yup, you need to add it. So then you have a sub 1 equals, what's negative 112 plus 144?
Yeah, 112.
Plus 144.
Yeah.
32. So then look at that.
That's the answer.
No, so then that means we just found a sub 1 equals 32. Right? That was step 1. Now step 2, you need to write the rule, which is basically what we were doing before. Right? Now you're going to write this rule just with the ends. Alright? You have to plug in the ends before so that you could get a sub 1. You know what I mean? So now we're going to go and find the rule, which is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Right? Now, a sub n equals, a sub 1 is what? What do we find?
32.
32 plus n minus 1 times d, which is negative 3.
You hit it.
And then now you distribute. This is what we did before, right? Right? In those previous problems. So now I have a sub n equals 32 plus, what's negative 3 times n? Negative 3n. And then negative 3 times negative 1, which is positive 3, right?
Yeah.
Then we have a sub n equals negative 3n plus 35. Questions? This one just needed an extra step because they didn't tell you what the first number in line was. You had to go find it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just make it a little bit longer. Alright, so let's try this one. Let's try another one, okay? So in an arithmetic sequence, a sub 6 equals 10. D equals 4. What do I need to find? A sub 1. Okay? And then we need to write the rule. So let's do this, and we'll write the rule over here. We need to find a sub 1 over here. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. That's what I need to start with. You know d, which is 4. What is n? What else did they tell you? What is n?
Is 6.
Yup, 6. So then if that little n is 6, then this big N is also 6, right?
Yeah.
Right? Based on what they gave us. Yeah. But then if a sub 6 is actually 10, instead of having a sub 6 here, I need to write 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Plus 6 minus 1 is 5 times 4.
So are they asking us to complete the sequence correctly?
No. They just want you to find the first one.
Once I go back, okay, go backwards and find A1.
10 equals a sub 1 plus, what's 5 times 4? Now, how do you solve for a sub 1?
Put 20 over the other side.
Yeah, how?
Subtract.
Yeah? Yeah? So then a sub 1 equals what? What kind of 10? Negative 10. Right? So then now that you know a sub 1 and now you know d, you can find the you can find the explicit rule. So a sub 1 equals negative 10. So I just plug it into a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Right? A sub n equals negative 10 plus n minus 1 times 4. Tom, write this down. Good. So I want to skip this for a second. I want to look at the recursive rules, okay? So remember how last time we talked about recursive rules? Like you plug in the number before and all that, right? So last time it was recursive rules that are not arithmetic or geometric. All right, they could be, but they could have been any formula, any type of pattern. So when we have arithmetic or geometric, right, you can even write a recursive formula in addition to the explicit. So the recursive rule for an arithmetic sequence is this one. This one is the second formula under arithmetic. And for this, we like to write R, so we remember that as recursive. So on your color sheet of paper, the second one down should look like this, right? All right, so they said in an arithmetic series, or no, this should have been sequence. Sorry. Okay. A sub 1 equals 5 and d equals negative 2. They said find the explicit rule for A. Well, the explicit rule is this guy. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. What we've been doing, right? So let's find the explicit rule. A sub n equals, what's a sub 1? 5, thank you, plus n minus 1 times, what is d? All right, so let's distribute. I'm not going to write anything down. You're going to have no notes down for today, Tom? A sub n equals negative 2n plus 7, yes? Right? So that's the explicit rule. That's the first formula underneath that little arithmetic, right, on your formula sheet. So the second one is the recursive. Okay, so the recursive one looks like this, right? A sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus d, right? Well, the recursive one is so easy, guys. You know what you have to do? All you have to do is just plug in d. What is d? So minus 2. There you go. That's your recursive rule. Isn't that so good? Yeah, right? All right, let's try this one. Guys, you try. A, find the explicit rule, and then find the recursive rules, just like what we did. All right, so for this one, the explicit rule, you should have used this, right? A sub 1 is 13, and minus 1 times 9. Yes? Good. So now for the recursive, a sub n equals a sub n minus 1 plus 9. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
Good. Emma, why do you keep looking like you're not doing anything? All right. So now let's look at the sum. All right. So now we're going to look on our formula sheets. Okay. And remember how I said that we're going to cross out the third one, right? We're just going to cross that one out. We don't need that one. Now we're looking at this. So this was explicit, this is recursive, and this is the sum, right? Okay, we're looking at the fourth one under arithmetic. All right. So now I know that I have to use this S formula if they talk about a series, or if they give me the list and instead of having commas in between the numbers, now we have a plus sign between the numbers. Okay? So with this, they're saying for this series, it's still a list, all right? They want you to find the sum of the first 30 terms. So the first 30 numbers in this list, they want you to add it all up. Give me the total, right? I mean, it's a very long and tedious process if you were to go and find every single number up to the 30th number and then add it all up, right? So there's a formula that you can use, okay, to figure this out. So the fourth formula on your sheet is that guy. So here's the thing. If it says the first 30 terms, that means n equals 30. All right, n equals 30. Okay? So let's see what we need. Go get your formula. S sub 30, right? Because n equals 30, right? Equals n over 2. So that's 30 divided by 2. Right? All I'm doing is just plugging it in with a bracket. And then I have, let's see, what is that? 2 times a sub 1. What's a sub 1 here in this series? In this list? What's the first number? Yeah. Guys, you know I'm looking at this list, right? Okay. So a sub 1 equals 3. What is D anyway? What's 19 minus 15? 4. 15 minus 11? 4. So it's still 4 and still 4, right? Okay, so D equals 4. Yeah? So 2 times a sub 1, which is 3,
Plus 30.
plus, yep, n minus 1, n is 30, so 30, and then minus the 1.
And then you close up the front.
Hold on, but you have to multiply that by what?
4, and then you close up the back.
Alright? Yeah? No? Okay, all I do is plug in. N equals 30, I got from 30 terms, right? A sub 1 equals 3 from this list, the first number in line, right? And D equals 4 because we did the backward subtracting thing, right? 19 minus 15 gave me 4. 15 minus 11 gives me 4, right? So now what I did was plugged it in. Plug in that N. Plug in the A sub 1. Plug in that N. Plug in that D. Okay? So now what you need to do is, I mean, since it's order of operations, guys, do everything inside the bracket first.
122.
Is it 122? What is that? 6 plus 29 times 4,
Oh,
right? You get 122?
yeah.
All that? Okay, 122. And what's 30 divided by 2? I mean, you could put it straight into the calculator. Just make sure you put it in parentheses. Yeah. So S sub 30 equals 15 times 122, which is what?
Yeah.
All right, 1,830. Okay, that is if you take the first 30 numbers and you add them all up, then you should get 1,830. Isn't that pretty cool? And literally, you just have to plug it in. All right. So let's try the next one. Yeah. I mean, it's right before the word problem. Find the sum of the first 25 terms of the series. Okay, so let's think about what we know. 25 terms? Well, then n equals 25. You know we need a sub 1, and you know we need d. What is a sub 1?
It's 5.
5. What is d? Is it 8? Let's see, start from the back. Huh? What is 17 minus 14?
3.
3. What is 14 minus 11?
3.
3. It looks like it's going to be 3, right? 11 minus 8.
3.
And then 8 minus 5.
3.
So I can confidently say that D is 3, right? Huh? Alright, listen, as long as you fix it, you know what I mean? Just double check and make sure. So now, since it says sum, I'm going to use the S formula, right? So S sub n equals n over 2, the bracket, 2 times a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d, right? And then we're going to plug in S sub 25. So 25, 25. A sub 1 is 5. D is 3. Alright? I want you guys to try this.
82.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Why did you just space out? Huh? Why are you spacing out? You're like sleeping with your eyes open. What's going on today?
It's 82.
You got 82 for the whole thing?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Guys, Tim is done. He got 82.
Well, no, that's for the middle.
Oh, that's for the inside here?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. 10 plus 24 times 3. 3, 2, 1, 7. Yep,
I got 10.5.
would be 82. And then,
25 cents. $25 divided by 2 is $12.50. I'm sorry, but when you're really cold.
I got 2050.
yeah, that sounds better. 25 over 2 in parentheses times 82 gives you what?
2050.
Yeah, I think 2050. Did anyone else get that? Try it.
Got that.
What's
Okay.
25 halves times 82? I know, don't make me do it by hand over here. Use your calculators. Help me out.
You don't divide it and then do that. The other one you didn't get.
Wait a second, isn't it 10?
The guy said it's 10.5.
Tillian, go back and check your math.
That's what I got.
What did you put into the calculator?
25 halves, 582.
Yeah, did you do 25 divided by 2 in parentheses?
Yeah.
And then times 82?
You can look. It's in my calculator. I use parentheses.
Huh?
I use parentheses.
No, you didn't do 25 divided by 2. You
Oh.
only did 25. That's why we have the different. Oh, okay. So it should be
1,025.
1025, which is half of your answer.
Yeah.
Because you just didn't divide by 2. Alright? Just be careful. Do you want me to show you guys how to put this into the calculator?
No, I'm not a good. I forgot to add the
Alright.
two.
Well, I'm not going to do it just because of this example, Tim. I'm just going to do it so we have to make sure everyone knows how to do it. So, parentheses 25 divided by 2, right? Times, because inside the bracket, you can just do all this inside the bracket, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, 2 times 5 plus, you can put all of that inside.
Where's the math?
What is this? 2 times 5 minus, what was it? 24 times 3. And I only did the 24 because I know what 25 minus 1 is, right? So inside the bracket, did I miss something? Oh no, I did minus, sorry. Should be plus. So inside the bracket you have 82, right? So then now you have n divided by 2 times 82. Yeah?
Yep.
And then you should get 1,025. Okay?
Mhm.
All right. So let's try a word problem. Okay, or here, I'll give you guys a little break. We could do this word problem as our warm up for next class, but we need to go back and do this one. Then I want you guys to try this one.
Number 6.
All right. I'm gonna give you guys about 2 minutes to do this, and then we'll do it together. Yeah, number 6. Go back. Let's do a little review. All right, so you didn't do the rule yet?
Yeah, I haven't done the rule.
Okay, well let's try it together then. So we know that a sub 34 equals 177. D equals 5. Now we need to find a sub 1. So I'm going to plug it into my explicit formula. Right? So a sub 1, wait, the n is 34, so then that means that that n is 34, right? D is 5. But a sub 34, I need the actual number, which is 177. 34 minus 1 is 33 times the 5, right? 177 equals a sub 1 plus, what's 33 times 5?
Oh, you multiply?
165.
Yeah, it should be 165. Right? Just change it right now. You're good. Yeah. Do you see where? If you made a mistake, do you see where?
But 34 times 5 is like 33. So it's a 34 plus 5 is equal to 195.
So then you did. Okay, be careful. It's n minus 1. So you got to subtract the 1 there, which is 33, and then it multiplies the 15. Okay? So then now we have to subtract 165. Cindy, how are you doing?
You get 12.
12. Cindy, you're awfully quiet. You're doing okay? All right. So 12 equals a sub 1. And listen, guys, this stuff is not easy, and this is brand new for you guys. All right? So it's hard. I get it. All right, so now you have a sub 1.
I got it right.
So now you need to find the rule. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. A7 equals a sub 1, which is 12, plus n minus 1 times 5, right? Distribute. So a sub n equals 12 plus 5n minus 5. A sub n equals 5n plus 7. That is your rule. Yes? Guys, you have homework D. Please remember your test corrections are due May 10th. May 9 or 10, right? Depending on what day you are. Red days, May 9th. Black days, May 10th.